So this has been a huge set of investigations, 5 major investigations over the years, reviewed 17 times, and in the last phase, which is since 2014, we've been using every overt and covert technique available to us. But we've come to the view right now that there are no viable lines of inquiry. We've been working very closely with the Crown Prosecution Service, and people independent of the investigation have had a look to assure me there's nothing more can be done at the moment. It's a matter of huge regret to me that there are still people out there who were part of that horrible, horrible, racist murder of Stephen Lawrence. We've convicted, as you know, 2 people in 2012, but there are still people free. And if in the future new information comes to light or new technology allows us to go back and look at the investigation again, as we have done in the last few years, then of course we will take that opportunity. But in recent weeks I have met with Baroness Lawrence and Mr. Lawrence, both of whom were aware 2 years ago that we were on the last lines of inquiry, subject to any new information. And we had a good and comprehensive meeting telling them each about what we have been doing over the last few years and the point that we've now reached. We have been extraordinarily committed to this investigation. It's a set of investigations like no other in scale and complexity. And I do regret that we have not got to the stage where all the people who were involved in that dreadful attack have been brought to justice. And I recognise that mistakes were made in the early days, and we've said so, I've said so, on a number of occasions. And so, of course, that is a matter of regret. I am convinced that there are people who could be brought to justice. We have 2 people who've been convicted, and throughout all the investigations, and indeed reviews by judges, including Sir William Macpherson, there has been an understanding that 4, 5 or 6 people were involved in this attack, were the murderers. So there are people who are still to be brought to justice. Everybody accepts that in 1993 some mistakes were made. Of course it was a different time, and how we can investigate now is very different from then. So in the last few years we've been using DNA 17, which wasn't available even when we brought people to justice in 2012. So things move on, but I and my predecessors absolutely accept that mistakes were made in the early stages.